My name's Ethan, and if you told me 10 years ago that I'd be where I am today, I'd have laughed in your face. I grew up in a small apartment in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with my dad and older brother, Nate. Dad was a factory worker, laid off when the plant closed, and we were barely getting by on his unemployment checks. Our fridge was often empty, and I wore Nate's hand-me-downs, which were always a size too big. I wasn't a bad kid, but I felt stuck, like life had already decided I'd never amount to much. In high school, I struggled. I loved drawing and sketching, but my grades were average, and my teachers said I lacked focus. I'd spend hours doodling in my notebook, cityscapes, comic book characters, anything to escape reality. Art was my thing, but everyone told me it was a hobby, not a career. After graduating at 18, I didn't have the money for college. I got a job stocking shelves at a grocery store, working the night shift for $9 an hour. It was soul-crushing, but it paid for my bus pass and kept the lights on at home. One day, while reorganizing the stockroom, I found a discarded sketchpad in the trash. Someone had bought it and returned it, barely used. I took it home and started drawing again, late at night after my shift. It felt like finding a piece of myself I'd forgotten. I posted a few sketches on Instagram, just for fun, not expecting anything. To my shock, people liked them. Strangers left comments like, "This is dope," and "You should sell these." That's when I started dreaming, even if it felt impossible. At 19, I decided I couldn't stay a stock boy forever. I wanted to turn my art into something real, but I had no clue where to start. I'd heard about graphic design, people getting paid to create logos and visuals, so I went to the library and borrowed books on Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. I couldn't afford a computer, so I used the library's ancient PCs, staying until they kicked me out at closing time. I'd practice for hours, watching free YouTube tutorials and recreating designs from the internet. My first break came by accident. I was sketching at a coffee shop, using their free Wi-Fi to post on Instagram, when a woman at the next table noticed my work. Her name was Sarah, and she owned a small bakery nearby. She asked if I could design a logo for her new line of cupcakes. I was nervous, I'd never done anything professional, but I said yes. I spent a week on that logo, tweaking every curve and color. Sarah loved it and paid me $200, my first real paycheck for art. She even posted it on her bakery's social media, tagging me. That job gave me confidence. I started offering freelance design work on platforms like Fiverr, charging $10 for simple logos. The money was small, but the feedback was huge. Clients left reviews saying my designs were clean and creative, and soon I was getting repeat orders. I saved up $500 and bought a used laptop from a pawn shop, setting up a tiny workspace in my bedroom. I was still working at the grocery store, but I felt like I was building something. By 22, I was juggling freelancing and my stock job, sleeping maybe 5 hours a night. I'd quit the store if I could, but Dad's health was getting worse, and we needed my income. My Instagram was growing. I had 5,000 followers, mostly from posting time-lapse videos of my design process. People loved watching me turn a blank screen into a vibrant logo. I started dreaming about working for a big company, but I felt like I needed a portfolio that screamed professional. One day, I saw a contest on Twitter hosted by a Pittsburgh-based tech startup called NextWave. They were looking for a new logo and offering $5,000 to the winner, plus a contract for more design work. I poured everything into my entry, a sleek, modern design inspired by Pittsburgh's steel bridges. I stayed up for 3 days straight, perfecting every detail, and submitted it with a prayer. Weeks later, I got an email, I'd won. The $5,000 was life-changing, but the contract was the real prize. NextWave hired me as a part-time graphic designer, paying $30 an hour, more than triple my grocery store wage. I quit the stock job and moved into a shared office with other creatives, where I could focus on design full-time. My work for NextWave got noticed, and soon I was designing their app interfaces and marketing materials. They even featured me in a blog post, calling me a rising star. For the first time, I felt like I belonged somewhere. I'm 27 now, and my life is unrecognizable. I'm a senior designer at NextWave, leading a team of 5 and working on projects for national brands. I started my own side business, Ethan Creates, offering custom designs and online courses for aspiring artists. My YouTube channel, where I share design tips and my story, has 100,000 subscribers. The ad revenue and course sales let me buy a small house in Pittsburgh's East End, with a studio where I can draw just for fun again. The best part? I've been able to help my family. I paid off Dad's medical bills, and he's doing better now, spending his days fishing instead of worrying. Nate's running his own auto repair shop, and I helped him with the startup costs. I even set up a scholarship fund at my old high school for kids who want to study art but can't afford supplies. People say I got lucky, and maybe I did, meeting Sarah, winning that contest, finding NextWave. But luck only got me in the door. I worked nights, taught myself skills, and took risks when I was terrified of failing. I used to think success was for other people, the ones with money or connections. But I learned it's about showing up, every day, even when you're tired or scared. If a kid from a broke family in Pittsburgh can make it, so can you. Keep pushing, keep creating, and don't let anyone tell you your dreams are too big.